Hello everyone. So in this video, I'm just going to test the Greeble add-on. Right now, also has color and emit. I should also put contrast for this. This is a really quick way of generating um, texture map details for buildings or spaceships. Can actually change this anytime. Let's see. Bake to last images. Create another detail here. For 24. It, let's try multi-layer. Probably throw in some cubes as well. By the way, there's a sale right now in Blender Market, so you can get the add-ons at a sale price. 25, I think it's 25% off. Try this one. Let's put a margin so we can have the rest of the all of the cubes inside the map. Select everything. And we we're going to replace this texture here. So toggling on bake to last images. And we're going to just check if it's okay. So these are the last baked images. And when you toggle this on, the add-on will bake to these images instead of creating a new image. Right? So um, going to add contrast here. So there's brightness. This actually um, um, oh no, I haven't changed the bake origin. Okay, bake again. So the brightness is like adding the values. For contrast, it's multiplying the value. Okay, this is our depth map and normal and AL. And let's see what we have in the loading. Reader. So for the displacement or the depth map, you can use it as a base texture. You can control the values using color ramp. You can even introduce colors here. And then yeah, also use it for displacement. But for displacement, we're gonna need a bit more resolution on this. So let's add more resolution and let's convert the subdivision to simple and optimal display. And the displacement connected to the displacement and the vector use the displacement node. This automatically connects to normal, so reconnect it to height. So nothing's changed here. Let's go to the material tab in the properties window and displacement settings and set the displacement to displacement only. So you can see it's rect. We gotta we have to fix this. So zero point 0.1 mid level and scale is let's bring the scale down 0.2. So you just want not we just want enough but not too much. So 0.3. So it needs more topology to actually displace the texture. So let's give it to 4, and this is 5, and it can also affect the still affect the size of the texture, of course. So you can create a lot of stencils, detailed stencils using the Greeble makeup, and then we can change it again. Still big to less images. So we're going to change this to something else again. But the good thing about this is that if the geometry still exists, you can just go back, select it, and then bake to get it back. Okay. Let's create another one here. And let's use the final screws to see if we can do cuts. It is so displacement needs resolution in order for it to displace correctly. In Blender, I don't know about other softwares, but with Blender you need resolution. Let's create the one for probably this into one. Select the coplanar. Okay, and then use the final screws, custom, captive. So by default, it will position itself at the exact location of the cardinal verts. So increase the margin, then decrease the radius, and increase the rotation speed. So every screw has its own rotation, so it looks more realistic. Select everything, and then from here, select the appropriate bake origin from the selection. Bake. So the depth map bakes from the Z up, so it doesn't. That's why they add on. With the add-on, you only use the primitive plane as a canvas or scaled plane. Manual. You can use the conform shape to conform to the. I'm going to show you this later on. Okay. Image. This is the depth. So I will be adding contrast here. This is the normal. This is the AO, which is busted. I don't know why. Fix that later. For now, let's look at the result. Okay, see we got the get panel screws. So the only problem is this one. I'm gonna inspect the script again later on to fix this issue. So this is why I keep modeling, stress testing the add-ons to find out bugs. So this is the new one. We can also bake. Okay, let's see, bake a mirrored map. Try this one. Select this is the bake origin and bake. So right now the add-on can bake normal AO depth, alpha, color, and emit. Okay, you see the result. Let's go to the shader. Yeah, so I used to do it manually, just creating a plane. Then in the old school, way before the new Blender versions, I was doing it. I was creating seamless patterns using the plane as a canvas and just baking it. So this is way faster. This will let you play around with a lot of your ideas on stuff and just go crazy with the patterns or stencils you can create. You can also use other objects, just place it on top of the plane. So I'm going to show you how to do it with Suzanne. Then let's add Suzanne or the monkey. So the plane object will be the 0 point of the z offset of the depth. So that's 0 or pure black. So anything on top of that will be the depth value. Okay. Selecting these two, and from this selection, I'm going to use the plane as the bake origin. So the bake origin uses the origin point of that object as the basis for the z depth. Bake again, bake to last images. Bake. Okay, that's Suzanne. The black, uh, the black texture. Okay, so there's definitely something wrong with the script, and I'm going to investigate it later after this video. So there's oh this one. Okay, let's get this over here and rebake. So good thing about this is that you can just do it over and over again, and even if you confirm the operation, you can also press F9 and you have the redo properties here. So you can, for example, if you forgot the alpha, you don't have to rebake. You can just press the redo operator and show the redo panel and then add the other texture maps here, and change the other settings as well. So let's try this in. Okay, this is this is fine. This will let you. So the redo property is not inherent to the add-on. It is native to Blender. So look, if I move this and press F9, this is the redo property of the move action. If I scale, press F9, this is the redo property of the scale. Okay, so it is not unique to the add-on or to random flow. It is the characteristic of Blender. Okay, so this is where's the this one gave us trouble with the AO before. Let's try the AO. Oh, forgot to set the bake origin. The only problem I had earlier with the with the redo panels or redo menu is that the hotkey F9. I don't know who thought about putting it in F9 instead of putting it in somewhere like F3, which where it's easier to. I guess the one who put it there is right-handed. F9. Okay, there's definitely something wrong with the way the script. Make normal is okay, but AO it looks like this. Oh, look. Another one. So right now, what do we have right now? We have Susan. Oh, this one here. Okay, let's create another one. So if you have like a stencil, for example, just create one here. Um, just a quick one. Why? Because and apply. And I'm going to put bevel. Use bevel. Are the normals. Okay. Now let's put it on the plane. Cursor selected. Selection to cursor. And so in the middle. So the offset is going to be clipped. I think this is going to be clipped because of the offset. So let's increase the offset to something like zero point 0.6. Take the normal A1 depth. Oh, forgot to set the this plane 6. Okay. I forgot to change the no, I think it's just the it's not miscalculating. Okay, so this is the depth map of the stencil and the normal and AO. Let's try the material on this plane here, but let's see it here to see what we get. Okay, okay, let's see it in here, but let's increase the resolution. Set this to sample and 7. There you go. So I call this stencil because you can clone this on your texture map on your the normal of your hard surface model. You can clone this texture you can clone on areas that are of course flat like this border here, and then you will have the normal detail there. So I think those are called floater normal detail. And you also have AO to of course multiply on the to make that clone detail. You also need to, I think, clone it, maybe not. But if you also clone it on the exact place with the AO, you get more realistic detail because of the shadows that you get from this one. The depth is really cool. So the depth is actually a procedural shader. There's no way of making displacement in Blender unless you use multi-resolution. So I came up with using a procedural shader to create the normal detail. Okay, last one. Last one before I get a script again. Make sure that it's farther away. Okay. Um, let's try slice and scale, depth, thickness. Okay. Take this, set this back to point 3, or the offset to point 3. And let's try this without any other edits. We set the bake origin from the selection. It's going to be the plane. Bake. Okay, this is the bake depth, which exactly copies this one. This is our normal and AO. Okay, let's see what we get on the building. So this texture has no grunge detail. Additional grunge detail is just the bake texture, but you can already see that it already looks awesome in a way. So you can see the settings here. It has samples for AO and others. It means that the others are the other texture maps except for the AO, the normal depth alpha color element. So for the rest of the maps, you don't really need a higher sample because even if you use like two samples for the rest of the map, it won't create noise. So you can just use two samples. For the AO, however, less samples means more noise. More samples means less noise, but adds to the processing overhead or it takes longer to bake. So right now I'm using 16 samples for the AO. And you can see that uh, it's quite noisy. But for the sake of just demoing the demonstration, 16 is okay. So let's see about the less samples. I'm going to use my shader here up in materials from random flow. Our flow out of UV. Okay. And set this to bake depth, bake normal, multiply the AO here. Somewhere around 0.5. Reset to the displacement. Go to vector, select the displacement node. Set this to heights. Mid levels 0.1, 0.2 for scale. Okay, let's see what we got or what we get. It's too dark. Set the set settings of the material, surface displacement only, and then increase the subdivision. Then let there be light. You can record this already. There you go. So um, you can mimic this look using the displacement modifier. Yeah, okay, let's try it. I'm going to show you if you want to create that look, and it also works on organic shapes as long as you stay within the bounds of the plane. And you can also use like we're using the plane as a canvas because of the origin point uh, is exactly at the center. So you can also use like scaled plane objects like this. Uh, the bake to plane will conform to the shape of this object by toggling on the conform shape. But by default, you're going to use the primitive plane as the canvas to bake all your things. You can put stuff on top of this and then just bake. The origin point of this is going to be the z origin or basis of the depth map. So this is 0, and everything else above this is going to be the depth value. Okay. What was I going to do? Okay. Forgot I was. uh, Oh, disappeared. So there's this. This is another problem with Blender right now. If you don't save your textures, sometimes it goes. If you don't save your bake textures, sometimes it goes black. Even if you use like fake users, you can just let me know here. The mouse cursor, put it over it, then control, and then click on the middle mouse button and drag up or down. You can use it on most, except for the outliner, but you can use it for most of Blender's UI. Some of them. Okay. A good thing about this is you can just reselect the objects and rebake. Control menu mouse, yeah. Press, and then drag up and down. What I was looking for actually was a processing bar. For the processing percentage bar, when you're baking, it goes like 0 to 100%. But it doesn't work with Python. It only works with C++. That's the backend code of Blender. So, yeah. So you just have to wait without the UI. With baking, you just have to wait without the UI telling you what percentage resolution is. Okay, so yeah. After I finish writing the online documentation, I'm going to release this to the store. Okay, so yeah, that's it for this demonstration video. Oh, the forget- old age. The I'm supposed to show you the how you can convert this into a mesh and use it as an asset to make it lighter and use it as an asset. Okay, add a modifier beyond the subdivision. Before displace. Yeah, set this back something lower so we can experiment with the settings without the higher topology getting in the way or resolution. Then click this icon, you go to texture, and you click the depth or displacement map, and then you set the direction to the coordinates to UV and increase the resolution of the level to 0.5, play around with the strength until you get the shape. And with the texture, click this again if you want to play around with the texture. With the oh mapping. Okay, there's nothing here. So I suggest you just go to UVs, play around with the size of the displacement texture, go to the UV, and here just scale this uh, scale this, make it bigger to make the texture smaller, or make the UV smaller to make the textures bigger. Okay. This is the one we want, not the shader version. Okay, to convert this into a low poly, uh, it's going to duplicate. Just apply the subdivision, Control A, while hovering the mouse over the modifier. Then Control A again, and then um, when we go to edit mode, you can use the decimate modifier, or just go to edit mode, select everything, and then use limited dissolve. And I hope it didn't crash. Maybe it did crash. Oh my god, crash. Come on, Blender. Just use the modifier. Oh, there we go. So don't use what I did, use the modifier. It's the generate, decimate, and then for that same effect, use planar. Okay, not maybe you can use collapse, but if you want, if the model is angular, you can use planar. Then just select everything and triangulate. Then you have this, a uh, a lighter version of the displaced geometry that you can use, that you can save as an asset for the asset browser, and then you can just use in your scene as a background asset for your renders. So for example, if I were to save this, mark as asset, and tag is building, okay, I'm going to the asset browser and search for building tag. There we go. You can just drag and drop uh, the model to your scene. It's like that. Okay. So that's it's really quite easy if you yeah, planar decimate. Yeah. All you need is texture. Because this is mostly angular, you can just use the cube projection and you're good to go with the textures. Okay. So as you can see, some of the because of the way we created this, in some parts is not really. So you can render this mid or far away, and it will be still good. Just like those Google Map scans. Okay, so that's it. I'm going back to scripting. Thank you for watching this demonstration. Depth with flat. Yeah, you can simulate depth with flat, but it's not going to be accurate. It's just going to be based on the color values of the flat image texture. Um, it's kind of like googling an image of a bunch of uh, surface of beach sand, and You can create like um, black and white maps from that you can use as displacement. That but it's not gonna be accurate. The only way to be accurate is to actually go to a place and then scan it with photogrammetry. You take a bunch of pictures of the surface, then you create a 3D scan of it using Mushroom or other software. Okay. Again, thank you everyone for watching, and yeah, everyone have a nice day. Goodbye.